Kiddushin Daf Mem Hey. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the 8-Minute Daf. We're talking about a case where a Ketana accepted Kiddushin from her Chassan without the father's consent. And then unfortunately this Chassan passed on to the next world without any children. So if the Kiddushin was a good Kiddushin, then she would fall Yibum. So the halacha is that she is required to do Chalitza because perhaps the father agreed to this. And then midiraisa she falls libun, even though it's only erusin. But she doesn't have to refuse the marriage because everybody knows that a sister of a chalutza is only also midirabanan. And if somebody goes ahead and marries her, if let's say the yavam would marry her, everybody knows that the kiddushin is good kiddushin. And we'll explain. Because if this yavam guy goes ahead and gives this ketana, the original ketana, gives her a ring, that's called maimer. It's kiddushin only midrabanan, and because we require that he gives her a get for that maimer, that becomes a problem. Because now people think, hey, they were married midiraisa. Why did he have to give her a get? And it's possible it's midiraisa if the father agreed to it. It's also possible that they're not married at all, that they have no connection because the father didn't agree to it. So therefore, we require her to do miyun. That miyun shows that there was a problem here. Miyun is only midrabanan. So people will be concerned and they'll think that if the yavam got engaged to this Ketana's sister, instead of them thinking it's nothing because he's completely married to the first one and you can't be married to two sisters, they'll say, you know what, maybe he wasn't married to the first one at all. And therefore, she's a Eishasish and nobody will marry her. According to Ravina, we're not concerned that maybe the father agreed if they made a deal. If, let's say, two fathers had a discussion. I want my son to marry your daughter. Now, when it comes to a son, it's a lot worse than a daughter. By a daughter, there's a possibility that a father sees his daughter get engaged without his consent, and he's happy with it because tavla mesav tandu, mila mesav armalu. But a boy is always medayik. He wants to make sure he doesn't want his father to marry him off. So therefore, in that case that a father marries off his son to somebody else's daughter, you don't even need a get. Another halacha, if somebody gives a young girl without the father's consent, he gives her a bundle of vegetables and mekadesh her. According to everybody, it's not a kiddushin. That's a bezayin. And if he's mekadesh her in a marketplace, it's a bezayin. The Gemara tells us a story. There was a couple who had a big argument. The father wanted his daughter, who was a ketana, to marry his relatives. Oh, my relatives are the best. The wife says, no, my relatives are the best. I want her to marry my... At the end of the day, the father was mevater. He agreed to his wife, okay, let her marry your relatives. Let's make a big party. Before they were even engaged, during the party, the father's relative went ahead and was mekadesh her. So Rava says, in this particular case, because they made a big party, nobody wants to lose a party like that, so therefore the kiddushin is not good. Abai says, no matter what, once the father told the wife, let's marry off our daughter to your family, she'eris Yisrael yasu avla. Jews don't lie like that. And he'll never intentionally agree to it behind his wife's back. We know that marriage has two stages, kiddushin and nisuin. If the father agreed to the kiddushin, to stage one, the money part, the ring, and then he went off overseas to do some business, and the girl lost patience and she married the chassan without her father's consent. According to everybody, if she dies, the chassan doesn't get the inheritance. It stays in its proper place, it goes to the father. However, there's machlokes whether she could eat, meanwhile, until the father comes back, if she can eat truma, if she marries a kain, because midiraisa she eats truma anyways once she's engaged. Or perhaps we have to be concerned that when the father comes back from his business trip, he'll disagree to this marriage and retroactively she wasn't allowed to eat truma. But if the father is present and he doesn't say anything, he sees his daughter getting married. According to Rav Huna, you don't eat. She doesn't eat truma. Why? Because even though he's quiet, the reason why he's quiet is because he's furious, he was angry. Other madam says no, she could eat. Why? Because the fact that he's quiet proves that he's okay with it. But what if even the kiddushin, the first part, was against the father's will? And he's here. He's watching it. Rav Huna says the opposite. Now Rav Huna says she could eat, because nobody's going to be quiet through two stages like that. And the reason why he's quiet is because he's mafker her schos. It's as if he agrees to the whole thing. And Rabbi Isai, have a wonderful day.